Alright, if I can remember how to talk, we're back with our Summer Rose Studios Court Thingamahoosit podcast.
Hey!
Nice.
And this is...
Yep.
Hey, yeah!
Oh my god.
Oh, yuck!
I love that guy.
And this is good old King again. King, Yumi's, blah 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 blah. Sadly, I don't... Well, we have a new person to the podcast, but we don't have a new member of SRC lined up for you guys, so let the new people introduce themselves.
I'm War. My URL's Arias marked, but most people call me War because that's what I was for the longest time until an incident. But yeah, I'm a writer for SRC.
And a darn good one, too. Hi, it's Dory. How you guys doing? You doing good? That's good.
Good lord, Dory.
Dory, don't talk back.
Dory!
What's your problem, sweetheart?
Anyway, I'm Zextrin again, back again. You can call me Chrissy. People in the podcast will probably call me Chrissy. And I'm a writer on SRC.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Oh, no.
Don't send us photoshops. Don't send us photoshops. Don't, King, I'm canceling that. I'm not accepting that.
Oh my god! And I'm Ruby Rose on Tumblr, and I'm a writer on SRC.
And I'm Kemi, and I'm an artist. A heavily drugged artist right now.
Legally drugged, she's in the hospital.
Yes,
Kemi
I am in the
loves
hospital.
Kemi loves this project so much, she's giving you this podcast through the fucking hospital. So, like,
Holla.
yeah.
Medication.
Keeping IVs and medication and...
Yeah. Don't do illegal drugs, children. It's wrong.
Yeah, don't do it.
Also, don't get your guts taken out. That's wrong, too.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was really funny. I was watching a special feature for the most recent Evanescence. Evanescence CD, and they were like, do you have anything you'd like to tell your fans? Don't do drugs. And then another guy was
2003 again?
No, it was like 2010.
Okay.
Okay, I feel like I'm joking. I'm sorry that went right over my head, but
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it was a joke. It was because, how can you see
Oh my god.
too? I'm not even...
But they've done so much stuff past that. But anyway, they were like, don't do drugs without us, and I laughed because I'm like, oh my god.
Like, yes, sure.
Oh, right. Ha ha ha, I should introduce myself. I was like waiting for everyone else to go first. Okay, I'm Zumbra. I am a programmer on SRC. Oh, my Tumblr URL is zumbra.tumblr.com.
Yeah. Emmy already introduced themselves.
Yeah, get with the program, you false prophet.
Wow.
I was even louder than last time. I wasn't all like wishy-washy last time.
But
Again,
sometimes
with all your force.
Sometimes I mix up your guys' voices when I'm not paying 100% attention, so I wanted to
Well,
make
then pay 100%
Wait,
attention.
who did you mix my voice up with?
I don't. Sometimes I mix Dory and Emmy and Kemi and everyone else up. I can't mix Chrissy up because no one's voice is that high.
Yep.
Well, except mine, of course, but...
Okay.
Zumbra has a very handsome voice, and I'm so happy that Zumbra's with us on the podcast again, because I like listening to their voice, and it's so soothing.
Thank you.
Speak more. Speak words to us.
Okay, I'll try.
Read a dictionary.
Please read the phone book to me.
Sorry.
Talk dirty
Did someone
to me.
just say talk to me to Chrissy?
That- Well,
Oh no, the best one I saw was the best one I saw this morning was the one where it's like talk dirty to me and then it's bad. I can't even do it. It's one of the trumpets from Emerald. Because it's on the game Hype Train and like everything.
But no, the talk dirty to me thing was in reference to Chrissy having an Adora crush on Zumbra's handsome voice is what I was getting at. So, yes.
Zumbra's got a handsome voice, and I like listening to it.
Thank you.
I watched the video to that last night. They are a lot of good dancers. And it's funny to hear them dancing to trumpets.
I I still
Okay.
haven't seen the video. I just have that song like on repeat. Like if I'm listening to my iPad on shuffle or anything, and that song comes up, it's not on shuffle anymore. I put it on repeat because I have to. It's just I can't listen to it once. I have to listen to it like 10 times.
Indeed. Indeed. All right. Now for us, and I've done this like 5 times already.
Okay, well, see, now I'm not sure if that was Dory or someone else.
That was me. It was me. It was on me. It was me.
Okay, I'm gonna copy and paste that to a separate document, Dory, so that we don't have to keep.
Frick.
Yeah.
Thank the tit god. Thank me.
And bless the hell the
Mother of me.
Oh god.
Okay, so let's King CR go.
Okay, well, I'm gonna help Chrissy out here because I had to like half force Zumbra onto this podcast because we've had our 3 podcasts and we have not talked once about the programming and stuff of the visual novel, which is obviously one of the
It's
big
like
parts.
it's like okay, if like if like the project is like the Triforce, then the programming would be wisdom, and the writing would be courage, and then the art would be power, and then it's I did, and then
What about music?
well
That's the da-na-na-na-na thing you get when you get the Triforce.
that's exactly it's like the wonderful accompaniment that says you freaking did it, bruh.
You get the
did it."
Triforce, you win. You win the game. And then it's gonna happen all over again. And
Yep,
then you
pretty
gotta
much.
do it again.
Yep.
It's like life in that way.
Right, well, since Zumbra is 1/3 of the Triforce, and like he commented that he didn't really want to bore people with all his programming talk, but he said he'd take questions. I realized I did have a question last night where, like, how do you, like, put the sprites in a scene? Because, like, to my mind, like, all I know how to do is Photoshop. So to my mind, all I would do is just put the 2 sprites, move them from the 2 things, and of course when I did that we had Titan Yang and teeny tiny sprites. So like, how do you do that with a visual novel? Like, do you do the same thing, or do you tell the computer to do that for you or something?
So in Ren'Py, you have the ability to define displayables like sprites and like background images and stuff. So when you guys finish your horrible Photoshops or your sprites or whatever, we say, I'm going to define this displayable as, let's say, Glinda. And then, like, I say Glinda is this file, and then Glinda is that file. And then whenever I want to show Glinda in the visual novel, I say, show Glinda at, and then location, like at the right of the screen or at the left of the screen. And sometimes I can specify, like, oh, I want to do it with a fade or with a dissolve, you know, just for kicks. That's, like, the general...
Can you do that star thing from, like, Keypad or
PowerPoint.
Keynote?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh shit, then that joke just failed.
I'm so sorry.
Way to go.
All the terrible
Anyone,
animations. What?
Yeah.
Skill
Just like-
great.
Chrissy, you go. Before I
like,
keep it off.
Remember when you first were introduced to PowerPoints and they told you to make it interesting? So every letter had a sound and it was like 10 different animations and it spun around on its head. And by the time you reached high school, they had to tell you not to do that, please.
Which only made you want to do it more because they told you not to.
You know, that's what
Sorry,
that's
you
what
have
a
to-
Summer Rose Court actually is. It's just one giant PowerPoint.
I was gonna ask about that because my boyfriend was looking at Ren'Py and he is into programming and stuff, and he's like, "Oh, I get it." He's like, "If I just had some time alone with this, I bet I could learn the language and do this and that." And I was like, "Okay, it's all Greek to me, but
More power
But-
to ya.
but yeah."
So it's basically
the-
a giant PowerPoint, which makes us sound less impressive. But
No, no.
Oh no.
But it's the thing is not what it is. It's like, oh god, you do have to learn like the specific commands. Like it's not just as simple I think as just clicking that. You have to type in the different language to do the thing.
Like
Oh God,
English?
I'm so inarticulate today. Zumbra, help me out. You're the programmer.
So, Ren'Py has its own syntax, like show blah at blah, or things like that. But I find that it's mostly English, because it's designed to make it like so easy for people to pick up. So I would not like worry about that too much, because it's, I don't know, it's fairly simple.
I feel like you just have to have the mindset for programming because me, even when I just look at the HTML of a theme that I really like, I'm just kind of like staring at it like, yeah, okay, I understand nothing. I understand nothing. I feel like even more stupid than I normally do. This is a problem. And then I just like click save and don't look at it anymore. So I have a huge respect for people who can do programming because I really do think it makes them bilingual in a way, not in any kind of common sense, but just it's so neat. I find it so just really impressive and really neat, and I hold a lot of respect for the programmers on our team, and especially Zumbra, because they are like king at this point. Not like the false prophet king, but like an actual like king of the pirates, except pretty much. So that was my sappy moment of the always gotta have one.
And we didn't ruin it with a swear word this time. Like the 3 we had like 3 small ones last time, and then we threw in a swear word, and it like dented it slightly.
I think
Should I swear?
You
I
should swear.
put that in?
You should
Fuck!
There we go.
I like how it
I
rang.
mean, like,
Just the vast swear or
yeah,
whatever it is.
basically, the
Oh,
vast.
stuck joke.
Yeah. What? And since King isn't allowed to swear this podcast, so I'm gonna swear for them. Son of a bitch!
There we go. Chrissy, you need to swear for me too.
That's
No, I'm not. I'm done. No more swears.
That's-
Unless they just pop out. Come on. Let's go to the next item of conversation.
Oh. Super quick. Ah, shit.
Yes,
Ah,
yes.
fuck. Ah, Here we go.
I wanted a specific square. You square. You failed me,
Wow.
Chrissy, and my lips failed me.
There's just failure everywhere today, but that's what you get for being a false prophet. Anyway. Shade. Just imagine. I just want to comment that Zumbra has been putting animations into the game.
Oh yeah, that.
Look, they look incredibly awesome, and Zumbra is incredibly talented and deserves a whole heap amount of praise because seriously, they're just the bomb diggity, the
Bombastic.
he's Zumbra bombastic. And I'm done.
I think MJ deserves even more praise for making the sprites for the
Oh
animation.
god.
Oh my god, the shadow puppets though.
I'm
We're gonna
already.
start talking about how much we love MJ's thing.
Yeah.
Like that's just
everything.
gonna be the podcast. How much we love MJ.
I think we are.
Like MJ, I mean that's my scene, so I don't know how other people feel about it, but I'm just like constantly in this state of like vibrating excitement because like that's my scene and it's so pretty. It's so pretty. It's so pretty.
I even think that Frump is might be doing the whole fire scene that leads into the shadow puppets. Maybe I'm not completely sure. And have you freaking seen the blacksmith CG that they did? It's incredibly awesome.
Oh, speaking of From Grump, she sent me like a work in progress of like the Glinda entrance CG, and that looks pretty darn good. I don't know if you guys seen it yet. but-
We recently did a call out for artists because we needed some extra people, and almost immediately we got
Like
Six,
responses. But we got
7
immediate
trillion.
responses from
Like-
such great artists, and
And
we were all just freaking out like they want to join the group. They want to be a part of the game. Oh my god, get them in here quick.
That's very true. And I feel really bad because we had to turn away a couple of super amazing artists just because we didn't have any more room at the time. I mean, that could clear up by the time we move on to Act 3 and 4 and 2, I guess. But yeah, it's incredible. Oh my god.
C'est incroyable.
Incroyable.
Holy crap.
Why?
You son of a bitch! I was gonna say incroyable, but oh well. It was too late. Oh, but
Je suis
speaking of which-
Canadien. I have this right.
Oh, what?
Nothing.
Speak.
Speak
No.
more.
No.
Yes.
You're here on the
Je
podcast.
m'appelle War et je parle un petit peu de français.
Ah, cute!
Gesundheit.
Sorry, we're all just kind of like freaking out over scene stuff. It's awesome.
Yeah, Zumbra just dropped some new art on us just now, and it's looking really good.
That,
And
I
it's
also,
from
that
my-
was the front grump that I told you earlier.
And it's from my scene, so now I can fanboy over it. Oh yeah, but I was too busy fanboying over the piece, so I missed the French talking, but that reminded me of this occurrence, that's the only word I can think of right now, where my friend had played Gen 6 and he called it Pokemon AIM. And I was telling him, like, I think it's Pokemon Ami, but you've played the game, so you probably know better than me. But then later I was playing it and it clearly said Pokemon Ami, so I'm like, yo, dude, you were wrong. And then he got a little frustrated about it, so I posted about it on Tumblr because it was kind of funny. And then someone sent me a thing back saying, your friend was wrong. It's Pokemon Ami because it's like Pokémon Ami. And my friend was like, oh, well, I get it now because we say Mizami in Haiti because he's Haitian, so they have the different kind of French. But it was really funny because I sent him a screenshot of it, and it's like, and the first thing he read was, your friend is slightly wrong, and he's just like, who the heck do you think you are? Oh, maybe I should see what they're actually going to say. And since I've completely deviated now, I'll give CR to Chrissy because she probably had a legitimate point to make.
No. I was just gonna say, it's like, yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's Pokemon Ami, like my friend. So, I was like,
It was just one huge pun that went over a lot of
Yes.
people's heads.
Yeah, so
Kimmy?
so just so that people are aware, Dory had to leave to go eat lunch, which means that she's not here.
it means the false prophet will reign.
Oh dear.
I
Oh
disagree.
no.
We must keep the false prophet out.
Coup d'état! Coup d'état!
I am risen.
Okay, for listeners just tuning in, King, for some reason, has been labeled the false prophet because
Yes.
Dory's Tumblr
The
name
tit
is
god.
is Dog Tit, and when you reverse it, it's Tit God. So we've been calling her the Tit God.
And I like to pretend that I am the tit god, so I am the false prophet.
Yeah, so that's what you missed last time on SRC. But yeah, next up on our line of conversations is we have most interesting / favorite part of SRC, or speculation on Volume 2, or John Arc opinions, or we can talk about our favorite chip names.
Yowie hands. Origin of Enabler. We never talked about Enabler.
Oh god.
Okay, so the thing about Enabler is that I had a friend who told me that I should ship Yang and Ruby, and I said, no, I mean, I kind of ship it, but that's wrong. And they said, no, you should. You definitely should write some fan fiction for it. So I called them a filthy enabler, and I tagged the fic as enabler, and I started tagging all of my Yang and Ruby stuff as enabler, and it just spread like the fucking measles. And that's it. That's literally it. Even though
spread
it's a
like the
stupid fucking
landfill
name.
it is.
Yeah, basically, it spread like the fucking cancer that it is.
Oh my god.
It's a terrible ship. People shouldn't ship this. They're sisters. It was supposed to be a joke.
And then you ended up shipping it more than anyone.
I do. But I ship it, like, in a very possessive way. I don't like it when other people do it sometimes.
Oh my god.
No, that's mine. That's my ship. I wouldn't do that.
You ship
I
enabler?
own
How
that
dare
one.
you?
Yeah, basically. But yeah, that's it. That's really it. Why is it so quiet in here? Oh my god. Come on.
Getting
Emmy, you go next because you're still on the shipping topic.
Okay. So like what Chrissy said about like being possessive of a certain ship, that's how I feel about like my little hidden ship that isn't so hidden anymore. Like my hidden ship is Weiss and Glinda. Because I don't know, I could totally just see it where like Glinda has everything like super orderly, perfect. Like I think she might be what like Weiss aspires to be, but she's too much of a shitlord to be like Glinda. So like I could totally see her like teacher's pet, you know, sort of thing. But like Glinda's just like, well, yes, of course you should be very interested in your studies because you are an aspiring huntress, blah blah blah. And then Weiss is just like,
Pay attention to me, Sensei, please.
Exactly, notice me. Sensei, notice me. Yeah, but like no, and so like there was some deviation about like what to call the ship for Glinda and Weiss, and like somebody's like, oh, it's glyph shipping, and I'm like, no, that doesn't satisfy me. It needs to be looking glass because it's a mirror and because Glinda has glasses. Looking glass. It's perfect. And so I'm like I'm the only one that ships it this much, so I get to call it looking glass and I don't care. Oh, but no, I mean that's not. I mean, because I wouldn't ever try to shit on anybody for like, you know, like, oh, you don't ship this as much as I do, so you're not a real fan. No, I wouldn't do that. But like, it's like, oh my god, but I really ship them, and it's a problem because nobody else ships it, and I'm like, no.
Well,
I see a lot of
All
yangs.
alone in the world of one.
Okay, I think Warhead CR next. Yes.
Yes.
War.
Yes, 4. Just 4. And
Okay.
I guess if we're talking ships, I guess I'm pretty much inclined to almost anything except Enabler. I can't really get myself to enjoy that, but
Shots
it's
fired.
something. No, I don't have anything against like people who ship it or whatever, but I just can't enjoy it myself.
No, yeah, of course.
What the hell was that
I'm
noise?
not one of those people who are like, ooh, you don't ship my ship, I hate you. Obviously, I mean,
No,
Yeah.
I just came from probably my biggest fan before this would be Glee, even though I second-handed it, so ship wars were a thing. Anyway, like a ship, I guess going off of Emmy, and an uncommon ship. Well, one I don't see too much fan work for is Glinda and Cinder. I think it was Tucker who called it Glycer. Yes. Yes, I am very fond of that. I think it was Dory actually who made like an art, and then it's like, we're two best friends, and then everything goes to shit, and I just love it. Because any happiness you do, if you have them as teammates in Beacon or whatever, you know how it's going to end, and it just makes it so bad, and I love it. Oh, yes. Okay, I think it's King now. After me, was it?
Okay, well, since I'm apparently never going to get around to drawing the fan art of this, I'll just tell you guys about this, like, terrible comic I imagine that's sort of my ship that's getting nowhere, Collateral Damage, which is Nora and Yang, because my mom and I were out picking blueberries once, and for some reason my mind just went off on this tangent that one day, like, Ruby buys blueberries and she's like, I'm gonna make a pie later, and she, like, goes to get Weiss or something, and she comes back to the kitchen and Yang's just standing there with blueberry all over her face and the bowl's empty, and she's just like, I don't know what happened. I ate one and then they were all gone. And then, like, Nora kind of, like, peeks her head over the counter and, like, gives Yang a thumbs up because she always eats all the syrup.
they're partners in crime. I really like that too, but I friendship it. Like, I just want Yang and Nora to be super tight bros. I want Yang and Nora to just. I want more little scenes like that scene when Nora was telling her dream to everybody in the lunchroom, and Yang was the only one paying attention.
Yes.
And it was just adorable because she's like, hundreds of them, and Yang's just like, oh my god, hundreds of them.
Yeah, tell me more. Tell me more. I mean, like Blake
And it
was
was one.
reading, and Weiss didn't give a shit, and Ruby and Pyrrha were both concerned with John, and John was sad.
Dang it, I'm still typing without the music.
And Ren was only listening like with one ear so that he could correct her about her own dream, which was super cute. It's like she's been having this dream for a month now. Like that line. That line always makes me laugh because it's not even a story. It's her dream. He's heard the story so many times. He remembers the original dream.
Yes.
Like when she
Mary
probably got up in the middle of the night and told Ren, let me tell you about this dream I had. Like he probably remembers that. I just love Ren and Nora so much. Oh my god.
Oh god, and I think the really cute thing about like the whole Nora and Yang interaction during that part was like I'm thinking about it and I'm like, you know, Yang was the one reading stories to Ruby, so she probably didn't have a lot of people to read her a story, and so this is probably like really nice for her, and I'm like, oh darling.
God.
I know,
How'd
so
you do that?
I'm sorry. I thought about it. I'm like, oh god, she probably never had anybody to read her a story, and now this is like awesome. And oh my god, she's still like such a little kid inside in places, and I'm like, oh Yang, precious, darling, perfect Yang. Okay.
The Bay.
Yes.
Yang, I think, is the character I'm most similar to. I just have such a special connection with Yang. I love Yang.
I could.
I don't know if I have any like character that I'm like, oh, I relate to this individual.
Maybe when Velvet's team is revealed, I'll get someone, because they showed like the silhouettes of them, and there was one guy that was like 2 feet taller than Velvet. I have a feeling I'm gonna be like him. I think it was a him.
I have a few complaints about Ruby and stuff and character development and stuff, but if that huge silhouette turns out to be a chick, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure it won't, but if all of Velvet's team turns out
Darn
to be
it.
chicks, I will never, ever, 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 ever complain about Ruby ever again because of that. Like, that'll be it. That'll be it. That'll literally be it. It's like I don't have anything, I can't complain. I'm done.
I don't believe you. I think there's always something that will trip you up later.
Well, yeah, there would be something
Throwing
that trip me up. There'd be something that would trip me up, and I would probably start to complain about it, but then I'd stop. No, I promised. This is it. I promised myself if that huge chick turns out to be a
solemn
chick, I
vow.
promise. I will do a solemn vow if they do that.
The unbreakable vow.
Unbreakable vow. I'll stick with Ruby. John, it could become the John Arc Power Hour, and I'd be okay. I'd be okay because of that. I swear to fucking God.
For other kids who did not make the vow, I hope it does not become the power hour.
Kemi does not seem thrilled about the Jean arcs. Terrible puns.
No.
Yes.
No. Okay, next up on the list, most interesting or favorite part of SRC. Go.
Wow, all that.
Back down.
You guys, come on.
Okay, you go, King.
Crap. I think
Didn't
one
we
of
discuss
the
this in a last podcast, though?
we
Discussed what we did.
I don't know this exact topic, but I think we kind of hinted at it with our various things. Like, in a way, I think we kind of talked about it, like, with our challenges. Because, like, we also talked about how, like, it's a challenge, but then it's also fun to, like, go against those challenges and crap. So, like Chrissy was talking about how she hates working with other people, but then it's also cool that she's working with other people. Because Chrissy secretly hates us.
I do. I hate everyone in this room.
No.
Thank you, Chrissy.
But it's not that I hate working with other people. Again, I mean, I'm sure you all heard the last time. It's just that I have trust issues. So I'm like, ooh, I want to hover and stuff. So my challenge has been learning to let go and trust everyone else to do their thing. And it's been good because you all are so talented, and it's been such a pleasure. So it's definitely been a growing experience for me.
Sorry, I wasn't laughing at you, Chrissy. I'm sorry. That was
No, I know.
that was timed so.
You making fun of me, you false prophet?
heartfelt talk about her experiences.
Man, our topic of discussions are weak this week. But
Okay, I think
Anyway.
Zumbra had an actual point to make. Well, not that Chrissy's wasn't actual. I'm sorry. I'm used to following that after I say something, and I don't usually make a legitimate point.
it's okay. Zambra, go.
So, like, when we started out with Summer Rose Court, it was just like a whole bunch of ideas and like all the writers like putting stuff together. And I think for me the most interesting thing is like after the writing is done, we just see heaps and heaps and heaps of art. And it's just like we only like dreamed about this, and now we're actually seeing these things getting put together. And I think all that is amazing. The end.
Beautiful.
The art is fantastic.
Definitely.
Everyone is so awesome.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Anyway, Emmy's next.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You can finish. No, it's like, no, I forgot actually what the actual like topic was, but I think it was something about like, you know, experiences and something Summer Rose Court, yada yada. But it was like, I think my favorite thing that happened this past week was just me and MJ screaming about dance scenes together. I was like, oh my god, I have somebody to like to be like miserably happy with about this, because it's oh my god. And we just started yelling about like, oh look, and then she sent me like these videos of like blues dancing for like, she's like, oh imagine John and Pyrrha though, and I was like, oh, and then she's like, look at their legs, and I'm like, oh look at their legs doing the little twiny thing, and then they're like doing the and they're and she's nuzzling him, and and I was just like, we were howling over it, and it was wonderful because I'm like, oh my god, somebody gets me, somebody understands.
Yeah, because there is a scene in the game that's got to dance, and it's very important. So we have some people who are really passionate about dancing on the writing team and on the art team, and it's so cool to see them go at it.
Great. It's so great.
It's such a strange sentence. Someone please read that sentence out loud. That is
How dare you discuss my boners behind my back?
Rapidly be done from the front.
Oh.
Hi, I'm back.
Hi.
Hello.
Like, what did I just walk into?
Boner talk, apparently. It's so funny. Just a quick kind of update. I was having lunch, and my mom was like, "Are you talking to the computer?" I was like, "No, I'm talking." And my mouth is full of macaroni and cheese, right? Because my mom makes the best freaking macaroni and cheese in the whole wide world. And I'm like, "No, it's a Skype talk." And my mom thought, she was like, "A skank chat?" And I'm like, no, Skype. It's Skype. And now I walk in to talk about boners, so I'm like, oh, maybe my mom was right in the first place.
Artistic boner.
You know, this is actually Skank Rose Court.
I knew it. Oh god.
Oh god, Rose Court. Give
Yeah, it's
everyone
not-
a cod piece.
Oh.
Give Jean a cod piece on his armor.
Leave a horse right at
Giant sparkling cod piece with a little bell on top.
You are not going to turn that into a horrible Photoshop.
Well, see, now I have to, because
God damn it.
Why'd you bring it up?
I love you guys so
I
much.
had actually dismissed
That
the
was
idea, but then you challenged me, so...
Oh, I missed all of the fun talk about whatever else was talking about stuff talking. What did we talk about, by the way? Oh shit! Kimmy had CR. Oops.
Oh no, that's fine. It's fine. I was just going to comment on the art thing we were discussing with the dance and stuff, and our favorite part of working on this or something. And my favorite thus far has been the rage I induced in Chrissy with my Yang. I feel like that's my greatest accomplishment ever.
I'm still so mad. Literally, how dare you make a character that attractive?
I'm sorry.
Okay? I'm still mad.
The Blake one, and it got some rage too. The Blake got some rage, but not as much rage out of Chrissy as the Yang did.
I also want to formally apologize to Chrissy because it was my design in the first place, and then Kemi was just like, you know what would be a great idea if I just made this 10 times as hot. So
holla.
it was a team effort. It was a team effort.
All against Chrissy.
All to just get her angry, and it was.
Yeah, I hate everyone in this bar.
And then
like,
there was
rage.
There was
this
literal
rage for like a whole day with Chrissy where she was just mad at me.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no! How dare! How dare! The rage against this one is still fresh. The rage against this one is still fresh. In the chat, King just brought up that Dory. It was someone else too. Someone else. Who the fuck else? Someone else did it too. But Dory drew O-Star fan art. How dare you? Literally, how dare you? Literally, how dare you? Literally, how dare you? She drew super beautiful fan art for my fanfic, and I'm still mad about it because now I'm dead.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Chrissy. Except I'm not really sorry at all.
You're not
Sorry,
forgiven.
not sorry.
Good, because I'm not really sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
I want CR. I can't remember why I wanted. I think it was for some sappy emotional thing.
Ew.
I think I was gonna throw a sappy emotional.
Ew.
Gay.
Don't make it gay, King.
Go back to photoshopping John with a codpiece. Don't be so gay.
The hard part is finding the right cod piece.
This is very true. Just make your own. Just draw a banana and make it.
Oh my god, I might actually be able to do that.
And
That
put
The
like.
codpiece from Homestuck.
Oh god. Oh god. Do it. Use the Homestuck codpiece. Do it.
Emmy.
Okay, so just this whole thing where King is looking for the right codpiece for John. It just reminds me because my grandma likes to write too, and so my grandma and my auntie. So we actually get together and we all write fan fiction sometimes.
Oh.
What?
It's great. It's really great. And my grandma is like super distracted, and she's writing a new story about I don't know what she's, but I forgot what it was because she's like, well, I'm still working on it. And I don't really have that much done. But she's like, I one time I look over and she's just like red in the face. I'm like, Grandma, are you okay? And she's like, oh no, I'm just doing research for the story. And I'm like, what is it? She's like, no, you can't see. You're too young. And I'm like, I'm 21.
Oh no.
She's like, well, okay. And she turns it around and she's like looking at different kinds of underwear and stuff. Crotch bulge, and I'm like, Grandma.
Grandma, no.
And my auntie is like, because she's very mature, and I think she's a little bit more mature than my grandma, and so she's just like, well, if you're gonna do that, then I don't know if you're being serious, but you can tell she was really red too, so it was great. So
I think I like your grandma. I think that's gonna be me in 3 years.
awesome. My grandma is so cool. Like, she plays video games. Like, I bought her Persona 3 Christmas last year, and
Did she cry?
she's working on it. She's like, oh wow, this seems really complicated, but I'll work on it. And then I got her Fatal Frame, and she played it for a little bit before getting too scared. And she bought me Mirai Nikki on DVD for my birthday. So
Yeah.
she's a pretty cool grandma.
She's the best grandma.
Oh, sorry to gush about my grandma.
Okay, this talk about grandmas just reminded me of a really funny story concerning my grandma. Back several years ago, we had just gotten back from Christmas in West Virginia, and my mom had ordered something to be sent to my grandma's house because it was going to arrive when we were in West Virginia. So we had to go to my grandma's house and pick it up. And then my mom was like, there were supposed to be 2 boxes. Where's the other box? And my grandma's like, I don't know. I didn't get it. And then we look it up online, and it's well, it says it got delivered here, so I'll have to call UPS and talk to them. And then the next day was actual Christmas, or no, it was the next day was like the day of New Year's.
Mhm.
And so we went over to my grandma's house. We were opening presents there. And then my mom is like, I'm just going to go grab a soda. So she goes to the laundry room where one of my grandma's fridges are.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just hear her, what the? And she walks back from the fridge. She's holding the other Amazon box in her hand. And she's like, Mom, what is this? And it's like, a box? And my mom's like, this is the other Amazon box we were looking for. I thought it was a cheese wheel. We opened the box up. There's the DVD they had ordered me, like a computer game they had ordered my dad, like a book for my granddad. And we were just like, Grandma, make sure these things aren't cheese wheels before you put them in the fridge.
Oh my god. It's like, this doesn't look like a wheel, but it's probably a wheel. I'll just put this in the fridge. I dropped my phone on my computer. I'm so sorry. I sadly don't have any grandma-related stories other than my grandma is super, super fun and adorable, and that's pretty much it. All I have to say about grandmas. That's all I have to say about grandmas. That's all I have to say about that.
Where were we even? Like,
Oh god. I don't know. I was devouring pork chops, green beans, and macaroni and cheese, so
the story don't make me hungry.
too late. Oh yeah.
Good idea, Chrissy. Thank you.
Son of
You're very welcome. I brought us back on topic with speculation on Volume 2. Who wants to go
Oh.
first?
Ooh, me.
Go, Dory, go! I
Wait,
choose you!
New Dory too, or whatever.
Wait.
I don't know.
Use quick attack! Go!
Chew! It's super effective on the false prophet.
Well, I'm trying to help someone out here, so you're being super effective to the detriment of someone else.
Oh well, that sounds like my life.
Pokemon is a game where you steal half of people's money. I think detriment is a natural part of it.
Yeah, like, I just killed your top percentage Rattata with my level 98 Pidgeotto. Give me half your money, punk. But I need that money to buy food. I don't care.
Oh my god, the thing where it's like, I'm all out of money, is there anything else I can offer you? Give me your hat!
I remember that.
Oh, jeez.
Who's ready for a butt whooping, you Weedles?
Oh, God. Okay, topic. We gotta get back on topic. Alright,
Okay, Dory had
speculation.
it.
Speculation on Volume 2. I am gonna say that Cinder is related to Ruby and Yang in some way, just because I remember Monty's comment about eye color being, is like, if these characters have an eye color, that means that character is that character's mother, or something like that.
Related,
And at first you think, oh, because she's definitely related to Blake, because gold eyes and purple eyeshadow. But I'm like, wait, what if the red and the black that she's got going on correlates to Ruby, but her gold eyes and her fire relates to Yang? And maybe we could get some freaking knowledge about how the hecky Ruby and Yang are or aren't sisters. Or whatever, and that's my speculation, is that we're gonna
God.
get more stuff.
What if, this just popped into my head, it's probably entirely wrong, what if Summer Rose isn't actually dead, Summer Rose is Cinderfall?
Didn't
Just what
someone
if?
do a comic?
Someone did a thing, I think it was Funblade, actually, because Funblade has a very distinct and very interesting to look at style, and I really do think that, like, right after the end of Volume 1, or right after Red... excuse me. Had a hiccup. Red Light Roses 2 dropped. I think that's when they made the whole Cinder equals Summer Rose.
Yes.
That's what I want to say about that.
Or the other thing, what if Cinder and Summer Rose are twins, and she's like their aunt or something? That just popped into my head. Oh yeah, was that your like main point, Dory, or do you still have shenanigans?
Shenanigans. I also think that we're gonna get more. I hope of Blake's past, because I mean we've got like the barest of I don't know, I'm gonna be super gay and say I want more of like an Weiss conflict with the Faunus thing. I want that to be explored in detail. I want this whole moral gray ding dong, indeed.
Sorry.
This whole
The moral gray ding dong.
the morally gray ding dong. That's me. I want that to be more, I want that to be explored deeper than it was in 15 and 16. So, oh, Jesus Christ, King. Ugh. Wow. Jesus Christ. That was pretty awesome. Anyway, yeah, that's my, those are my speculations and or wishes that I want in Volume 2. All right, that's it. Go. Morally great
Okay.
ding dong.
Okay, well, I was gonna say that, like, I don't know.
No. We're not going to talk about the leaked OP because
Okay, then that
not-
gets rid of 1 point.
Yeah, not everybody has seen the leaked opening to Volume 2, and there are people who don't want to see it or any spoilers like that. So we're not going to talk about that in the podcast. Sorry.
Was my
No
husband right?
props.
Yeah, but
More combat.
I had to be right back real quick. So I don't know if anyone discussed this, but in Volume 2, I really, really hope that we learn more about semblance.
Yes.
That's what I think.
Yes.
Yes, please, God in heaven.
Like, does
'Cause
everyone
yeah.
have a semblance? Is it like a really special thing that only a handful of people have?
No, the thing is, I think, this is just my opinion. I think that, everyone has aura, as Pyrrha said, but not everyone knows how to manipulate it. And that's what you go to school for, to learn how to unlock it and train it and focus it in a offensive or defensive method or means or whatever. So, along with learning lots of other stuff, that's one of the main things I think people could go to combat school for. And the semblance is something that develops later after you unlock your aura. Like, it's like progress. It's like first you unlock your aura, and then you learn how to harness it. And once you learn how to harness it, it manifests as a semblance. And that's how that happens, I think. I don't think it's something that spontaneously happens, or else it would have been, or else John would have known about it by now, I think, if it was something that just happens to people. It's like, oh yeah, my semblance finally manifested. And I think that Yang's semblance is very interesting, and I hope that gets, like, if I were in control of Ruby's writing, I would have semblance explained through Yang and John. Because Yang and John are the only people we see have a semblance that they can't control. I mean, you see Yang use the fire when she's angry. You see her spontaneously burst into flames. And that doesn't happen to Ruby. Ruby's semblance is speed. She controls it, she moves around real quick, and the rose petals happens. And Pyrrha controls her magnetism and all that. But John just kind of accidentally uses his shield. And Yang is emotionally triggered. And you see Weiss using her glyphs, which make no sense. But I'm not gonna get into Weiss's glyphs because they make no fucking sense. So if I were in control of Ruby, I would have John and Yang be like taken aside by Ozpin and say, I think you two need remedial semblance classes, and that's how, we could also get some unusual character development there. We could have Yang and John, two characters who don't have a lot in common besides their friends. And we get to see how they interact when they're sort of forced to. And I think that could be really interesting. That could be used for a lot of comedic effect. That could be used for storytelling effect. And it's just interesting. I want to know about the semblance, and I think that would be a really great way to do it. That's just it. Who else has CR?
I do.
King and Emmy.
You stole it from me, Chrissy.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
It's all right. What was the point I was going to make that wasn't spoilery? More combat readiness. I want to learn more about Penny, which I think is true across the board. But like, almost not even just that I want to learn more about her. I just kind of want her on screen more because she's just hilarious and silly. And like, I really want her to meet Nora because that would be horribly beautiful. And see a little more of Sun because I can't remember the full name of his weapon, so I'll just call him the Gunchucks, because the Gunchucks were, like, the literal greatest thing I've ever seen. Because, like, I was watching the 16th episode, and he started beating Roman with the staff, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Wait a minute, they're nunchucks? Wait a minute, they're guns? Oh my god. And then Penny was combat ready, and I was even more like, oh my god. And I was just like, ugh. And I kind of want to see more of Ozpin, because we've, like, barely gotten anything of Ozpin besides
You mean Dumbledore?
Yes, besides just his really cryptic things he's telling people, like where he's like, I've made more mistakes than every man, woman, and child. There is a lot of stuff we don't know about behind that. And
Who says that? I'm still mad about that.
Who just throws that out to a 15-year-old?
I know.
Oh, by the way, I'm probably like one of the worst people to ever live, and I'm heading this school full of dangerous teenagers with even more dangerous weapons.
So just remember, Ruby, take my advice with a grain of salt, because I've probably killed a lot of people. Or my mistakes have caused a lot of deaths and collateral damage, so just take my advice with a tiny, itty-bitty little grain of salt here. But good job. Good job.
It's probably best that you don't listen to me at all, but I'm still going to give you advice. Just like more of the old people, as MJ likes to call them, just more of the old people, because I love
more of the old people.
I feel like they're all just such, like, most of the characters in RWBY, I feel like they're just these rich, deep characters. We just haven't seen anything with them. So I just like, oh yeah, and Cinder's, the people that were with Cinder, I think, like, people were calling her, like, Emerald or something. I don't know who the guy was.
Emerald,
I really want...
You know that Ozpin, oh my god, Monty Mercury.
Yeah, and then everyone made a Sailor Mercury joke.
Fun fact, though, I don't know if this is true, but I heard that Monty was originally going to voice Ozpin.
That is true. Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting for those who didn't know.
It's a very interesting factoid. Also,
okay, well, I'm sorry, but I managed to stretch my point on like 3 times longer than it originally was gonna be, so I'll pass CR on to Emmy now, so she can make her.
Okay.
You didn't say it, Chrissy.
Yeah, I'm so ready to for volume 2. Like, I think I do sort of subscribe to the theory that Ruby and Cinder are related somehow. Because, like, I had this post that I made a really, really long time ago where I was, like, comparing them, and, like, I was realizing, like, Cinder has, like, that peacock feather on her hip. And, like, in alchemy sort of, like, lore and stuff, peacock feathers are associated with transmuting metals to gold. So I'm like, what if her gold eyes are, like, a symbol of her change as, like, the person she used to be with Ruby, because Ruby has the silver eyes, into, like, this corrupted sort of thing. And I'm like, oh, yeah, because she has, like, the gold embellishments all over her outfit, and Ruby's got the silver on hers, and I'm just like, oh my god, I can't wait. Because no matter what, like, I think they're gonna, like, really have, like, some sort of conflict. I really think it's gonna be between them. And like, I'm also gonna go out with my really like self-indulgent theory that, like, Weiss and Glinda are also somehow already, like, they already know each other. Like, I have this feeling that, like, they already, like, have interacted, because their fighting styles are, like, ridiculously similar, because they both have the glyph thingies, and they make, like, a lot of the same gestures when they're moving. And I'm just like, what if they were like, what if, like she had like a tutor or something, and it was Glinda, and I don't know, it'd be cool. but at the same time, I'm like, I realized that I also said that I ship Weiss and Glinda earlier in this chat, so I'm like, that's pretty skeevy shady, but you know, I'm in too deep. I don't give a shit. Whatever.
You're balls deep in this, Carrie.
Deep in Weiss and Glinda shipping. Looking back. Gosh, but no. And like, just to sort of wrap it up, I sort of also am looking forward to the old people, because it's like, the thing that I like about them is that they've already grown as a person, and like, you get to find out about who they are and like the experiences that they've already had, and so you get to just see, like, okay, this is the result of their experiences. With like the younger people, you get to see sort of like, you know, like, they're like, what are they going to be, and like, maybe the old people are who they could be or not be. It really depends on like their choices and stuff, and like what's going to happen and what sort of things are they going to do. So that's why I'm really excited for Volume 2. And I also want the twins. Back, and I want, yes, I need to see the twins, and I need to see them bullying Weiss. I mean, what? No, I'm just kidding.
I kind of had this funny moment where I don't remember who said this, but someone was like, "What if Melanie and Milsha start like talking shit about Ruby and Weiss, like we're the superior Red and White people?" and like,
And then
it's
they
all
just
cool
wipe the
with
floor
Weiss.
with them.
Yeah, it's all cool with Weiss until they say that. Somehow, like, that's Weiss's tipping point, and she's like, she grabs Ruby by the forearm, is like, and it's just like, Ruby, we need to fucking destroy them.
And that's funny, considering that, like, actually Melanie and Milsha were like the prototype designs for Ruby and Weiss.
Yeah, that's
That's really neat. I mean, I can't. It's like they're sort of like
the
strange
original.
big sisters.
like how shoot, I completely like lost track on what I was gonna say, but it had to do with proto designs and stuff. Weiss changed a lot. Well, not maybe a whole lot, but just I was noticing that that tweet that went up that was like, check out Weiss with her like dagger hair and her extremely tiny mini skirt. I was like, welp.
It's a combat mini skirt, excuse you.
Legs for days.
Yeah.
Get legs.
Do those legs go all the way up? Why, yes, they do. Why don't you shoot like little girls?
There was another point, and it kind of zips back all the way to Weiss's glyphs, because Chrissy doesn't want to talk about it, but I kind of want to make a theory guess of it, because I'm a piece of crap.
Sorry,
Aura,
something else.
I was about to say, Aura is soul, right? If I can remember the explanation correctly,
Or
and
it's a
some
manifestation of your soul.
right, all that pretentious, lovey-dovey stuff, and shit, I'm so sorry, my train of thought just derailed so hard. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna hide the chat because I'm reading that while trying to talk. That's not hiding the chat. This is hiding the chat. Anyway, like all of those neat effects that Weiss does with her glyphs, like I think, and I know a whole lot of other people agree that it's dust that's manipulating that in a way. And if dust can affect semblance and therefore the soul like that, what does that say about Weiss in some aspects? I really want to talk about the Poop Lord a whole lot because I love her a lot, and that's me. All right, I'm done.
Oh, okay. I was also gonna talk about like the interplay between semblance and dust, because like is it something only certain people can do? Or it can like Ruby be using dust as well? How much of what Glinda does is dust, and what of it is her semblance? And like, yeah, what else does that mean for people? Because I think it was that dust got used in weapons, right?
Mm-hmm. They're
Yes.
dust bullets, I think. They're
Yes.
like
So,
they're like
like,
the ammunition.
Yeah. So it's like basically what are like the capabilities of dust, and is it like only affects certain people, like you can only certain people use it and stuff. It's just there's so much we don't know yet about like the world itself and the current people. So I'm just looking forward to more of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I've had the art that Zumbra linked earlier in the chat up for. I've had it on for as long as he's as they linked it, and I'm just staring because it's so good. It's so good, y'all. It's so good.
It is.
It's so good, y'all.
Yeah, are glyphs something connected just to dust in general, or?
Whew, alright, that was our speculation about Volume 2. Cammy!
Yes!
Cammy's back. Cammy's back again.
Dory.
Dory!
Dory.
Dory!
God.
Oh, good lord.
Dory!
What happened?
I'm alive.
John analysis is that they completely shit all over the themes of teamwork and working together as a group, and they made it all about John standing alone because he has to be the badass because his ego is being threatened, and I'm still really salty about it. And I think, yeah, that's it. I think that the John arc was a complete mess. Like they wanted to do the thing where he didn't have enough confidence to show his real talent, but then they also showed that he had no training to back up his. It was a mess. It was a mess. He does have talent. He just doesn't have training.
He was
and he
actually
didn't have confidence.
He was doing half decent against the Ursa there for a little bit. He
Yeah,
wasn't
the thing
great,
is-
but
I mean,
The thing is-
he would probably be better than a regular Joe just picking up a sword going, yeah, I'm gonna fight a thing.
Isn't
No,
that
that's
basically
literally
what
what
he
he is.
is, though?
That's literally what he is. And the fact that he survived this long actually says that he's really powerful. But the thing is, they're not doing it cohesively.
Well,
They're not.
he-
The story,
Or
his story
lucky.
is not cohesive.
Yeah,
He could be
getting
just lucky.
just barely making it. Who knows?
oh my god, poor Jean. Ah, some girl's in trouble. Poor Jean.
Oh no.
I was like, ha!
Gotta be responsible for that damn water bottle.
It's like, oh, my water ball's in trouble again. God damn it. This is the 5th time this hour.
Like, okay, here is how I would fix the John arc. Keep everything exactly the same, because the fight, people say that they don't like the fight between him and Pyrrha, and it made them not like John. I like the fight between him and Pyrrha. I think it was a powerful moment where he realizes he doesn't want to be the damsel in distress. I thought it was a good bit of writing. It's the ending that really made me mad. It was the ending because I think John absolutely should have a defining moment where he has to stand on his own, and it should be a huge challenge he has to overcome, but I don't think it was handled well. I think we need to hammer down the fact that John does not need to stand alone to be worth something. That's not what Ruby was supposed to be about, or it's not what the message I've been getting from Ruby is that teamwork is important. Working together is important. And then the John arc comes along and John completely destroys it with, I'm worthless because I have to do this alone. And then it's reinforced because Pyrrha lets him think he does it alone. And it completely destroys the whole message. And it made me so mad. I mean, it just made me really mad.
I feel you.
It wasn't cohesive. It wasn't good storytelling. It was sloppy. And that's it. That's all I gotta say.
This will be the podcast that Monty finds, and he'll just be frustrated that well, why don't you write it or something?
Yeah,
I tried to
Chrissy
start.
would if she could.
I would.
I was gonna say something funny, and then I couldn't think of a punchline.
The punchline is Monty Oum thinks I'm an asshole now, probably.
No.
It's like, first you ship my darling children.
And now you're giving me crap for the Jean arc?
Well, the Jean arc was stupid. I'm
Well, I don't think.
just gonna
Monty-
toss that out there.
Well, Monty didn't have really much. He didn't write that. That was more John's voice actor.
John's actual voice actor giving him a Macho Man arc. That's what that was. That was like wish fulfillment.
Yeah. I mean, and I was really pleased with the fact that he did apologize for being macho, but it didn't feel sincere because he still, had to have his ego patted, He had
Pretty
to have
much.
that moment where Pyrrha was like, oh, I won't tell him that he almost got his ass killed because he doesn't have training and tell him the truth. No. Meanwhile, Weiss is being told she's a spoiled little girl and she has to suck it up. And in the previous arc, it just it didn't make sense. My boyfriend is still so salty over that. He's so
I'm
mad.
still salty
My
over
boyfriend,
that.
my boyfriend is so salty over the fact that Ruby's the leader, which I disagree with. I think Ruby's a good leader, but he's salty that Weiss just sits down and accepts it.
Yeah.
Like he thinks, yeah, he doesn't like it.
She didn't
And-
quite.
Go.
I
Okay.
think how
Right
she
away.
accepts it
Anyway.
is funny.
Yeah, I think that I really think it was too fast in my opinion, that her acceptance of like, I'm gonna be the best teammate ever, yeah. But I think that definitely needed another episode to devote to Weiss kind of like chilling her shit, and chilling.
Oh God!
Get out.
Alright, I'm done. Alright, I'm done.
Okay, well,
I do think it's really good that I just have to get it real quick. I'm sorry. It's just I do think it's good that Ruby recognizes that she did fuck up, and she demonstrates that she's gonna be someone worthy of respect. And that, I think, was a really good bit of character development. And after that, Weiss decides, yeah, I'm gonna respect this person. So I do think that was handled well. Sorry. End. I'm done.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go like extra nerdy here real quick, where my friends and I, one of the friends that I introduced to Ruby, he got me into playing Magic the Gathering, and at one point I was like, oh, I'm creative and stupid, I'm gonna make a joke deck that's just like really stupid and pointless. And like one of the things in Magic is called a defender, which means they can only block things, they can't attack. So just to be silly, I made a card called Jean Arc, and I had one of his abilities be defender, which means he can only block. But then below that, I had his other ability be Jean Arc cannot block. So it's literally one of the most useless cards because it can't attack and it can't block. And on the one hand, I felt bad for talking big like that, but then on the other hand, they gave me too much to work with. So, and I showed it to my friend, and he's just like, this is impossible. You can't be a defender and can't block. Oh, it's Jean. Never mind. I get it now.
It's mean.
And I think,
Dory
Emmy
had the
had it.
CR? Or Emmy?
No, Emmy.
Emmy.
Emmy, then the Dodri.
Wait, no, I don't have anything to say, so just kind of like toss my CR out the window. Just toss it out like a corpse.
Ruby's going to cry.
So like speaking of like arcs that we were sort of like, I don't know, disappointed, like the Jean arc, I have similar sentiments in that like I feel like it was kind of like a jip at the end where it's like, oh, well, and it was all about Jean and Pyrrha, which I'm fine with. I'm very fine with. But like at the same time, but like it seemed like kind of a cop-out. It's like, Blake Yang, you go get Professor Goodwitch, and Nora and Ren, you also go get Professor Goodwitch. I'm like, how many students does it take to go get a Beacon Professor? It's like, we don't have anything planned for Ren and Nora's character development yet, so go help get Professor Goodwitch. And then it was kind of and it felt like Jean like had this realization sort of thing like without like the rest of his team kind of, and I mean Pyrrha was like the most substantial part of that, but like then it's like, well, what about Ren and Nora? Where they're just like, oh, suddenly he's like very like he's suddenly a leader now after we've been wondering for weeks like why is he coming home so late? What is he doing? Yeah, it's like, okay, well now it's like there's like no resolution between all four of them, and it's kind of like weird. It's like they're in two separate groups within a group, and I'm like, I want them all together. Like, I want them all to work together. But then like, and then going back to like the Ruby and Weiss thing, like the conflict, I have like a humongous like chip on my shoulder. I'm super duper salty about like the way that thing started, because like I think like from episode 1 where what is it like Osmond's like, do you know who I am? And she's like, you're Osmond, you're the headmaster of Beacon, blah blah blah, I want to do all this. She's so ambitious, she's so like, she's done her research on the school, she's like really So I had a really hard time believing that she would just like goof around in class like that, because she's really excited about it, and like I mean I can understand Professor Port might be kind of boring, but like that might just be like a personal like character thing for her, but like I don't know, but I just really thought like once she got to her very first class, like she would be like soaking it in, and like she would be looking like really, really closely at everything, and just like, wow, I'm here, this would be so great. And I feel like it was kind of just so that she and Weiss could fight. And I was like, and I was thinking like, you know, I think it would have had more impact to me if maybe Weiss didn't have an issue with that, but if she had an issue with like, well, you're really young and inexperienced, so I don't think you should be the leader. And I think it would have been like, ideally in my White Rose world, my rose-colored classes, I would be like, you know, I just want Ruby and Weiss to fight it out, and then like, you know, they have their own little like duel or something, and then they come to some conclusion. Okay, we're sort of both good at this, you know, whatever. but I mean I like the end of it, but I didn't like the beginning of it, because I'm like, oh, Ruby was such a little nerd baby in episode 1, and I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
Well, it was to hone in that she was still really childish. I get what you're saying, but
Right,
I
yeah,
understand why they did it. Like,
Yeah,
I understand.
she's super
Yeah.
childish, but at the same time, like, I'm like, oh man, but she should have like that childlike wonder, because she's finally in the place that like it's just like she's going to Disneyland, and then she's like, and I'm, my baby.
It might be just quick comment is like it's kind of like math, like a little more advanced math for most people. Like they don't see the point of it. So for her, if it's not anything related to weapons or making weapons better or like fighting directly,
Yeah,
then she's not interested. Weaponized Disneyland.
But at the same time, like I feel like they had like I feel like if they had like made a better like I don't know. I'm super like
Yeah, there's something
Just
else they
bugs
could
me.
have conflicted about, but yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the thing is that they wanted to drive home that Ruby's supernaturally talented. Like, she's just got the innate gift. She's a prodigy. So she's just like, oh, history, who needs that stuff? I just want to fight monsters. And so she's really, really strong there, but she's really weak in other stuff that's really important, especially for a leader.
Strong in
So that's what I like
focus,
about her arc, though. I like that she recognizes. I mean, Ozpin points out like, no wonder Weiss doesn't respect you. You're goofing off in class and stuff, and acting like a child. And she's like, oh man, you're right. I gotta shape up. And she recognizes why there was the problem, and she fixes it. And I think that was handled and resolved pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the resolution. It was just like the beginning was like a little weird for me, because it felt like such a dissonance from like the part in episode 8 where they all work together, and like Weiss was saying things like, oh, you were only a child in the forest and you continue to do so, and it's like, well, Ruby came up with a plan, and then that's like that touches on like this whole other can of worms about like, you know, why didn't they show like Ruby explaining the plan? I think that would have done so much for me, and like for like a lot of other people too, like if they had shown her like hey, this is what we can do, you know. But I know that
Like,
would spoil
yeah,
it.
like, yeah, you go over there. Blake, you go over there. Weiss.
Right,
You know,
show
crazy.
her like in a leadership position, yeah.
Yeah,
And-
yeah, like they did with John.
Yeah, that would like that would have done so much for me. But like, and I know they kind of wanted to like, you know, I know it would be sort of anticlimactic to be like, hey, let's make a giant slingshot and I'm gonna chop off its head. Let's do it, and then they immediately do that. But no, I also really liked that Ruby did that, because she, like, I mean, it's implied that she had the plan, right? So she took the most dangerous part as her own responsibility, like was like, hey, launch me at this bird. I'm sure
Yes,
Weiss
that's
didn't
it.
mind.
And it's like, I argue with my boyfriend all the time over Ruby being, well, not all the time, but like twice. And that's too much for me. Okay, we argue twice about the fact that Ruby is the leader. And he's like, I don't see why Ruby should be the leader. She's just the leader because she's the protagonist of the anime. And I'm like, okay, you want to do this? You want to do this? I will fight you. I will fight you over Ruby. And the thing is, it's like the bystander effect. Like, in a situation where there's an emergency and things need to be done, you know, people often look to each other expecting someone else to do it. So the one who breaks free of that and actually gets things done, whether or not they are the most qualified, they are now the leader because they're the one who is organizing things. So in that moment of crisis, everyone was doing their own thing, but Ruby was the only one who thought of, hey, let's work together in this specific way. And that's why she's the leader.
Yeah.
That's why John's the leader. John knew where everyone would be most useful, and he put them there in that moment of crisis. He's not the most talented, and he's not the strongest, and he's probably maybe not the smartest. I don't know. But he was the one who did something.
Yeah, because
so
they
that
just,
makes
channel
him
the
the leader.
energy and make something out of their comprised parts.
Yeah. It's perfect.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
John and Ruby are good leaders. The end.
Yay!
And they should emphasize that.
Yay! Yes.
Yes.
You can
Bingo.
super quick. Make it super quick though.
Okay, I just wanted to make a real quick joke about how where Ruby is like, Yang, Blake, go get Professor Goodwitch, and then Pyrrha's like, Ren, Nora, you go with them. And like when we brought that up, like all I could think of is like from the Sailor Mouth episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob's like, Mr. Krabs, Mr. Krabs, Mr. Krabs, what? And it's just like, Miss Goodwitch, what? Ruby, yes. She said, out with it, Miss Xiao And then Nora walks up, Miss Goodwitch.
That would have been great. Oh, that's a great mental image to carry.
I saw someone make a little image. It's like, Yang, Blake, what are you doing having screen time?
I think that was Jess.
Was it?
I want to say that was Jess who
But
did
yeah,
that.
I think if we're done, the jars. Oh, okay, real quick, and then we're done. Real quick, King wants me to talk about the fact that why do you want me to talk about the jars?
Because
The
it's
fact
hilarious.
that Weiss can't open a jar? I made a joke.
it was
I made
just
a joke. Yeah, go.
Wait, me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it was the joke where Chrissy is like, Weiss threatening to break up with everyone over such little things, and Ruby and Blake would just ignore it, but then Yang would immediately just antagonize Weiss about it, like, oh, you're gonna break up with me? Well, then who's gonna open up your jars for you? Excuse you, I am a huntress. I think I can open a jar. Yeah, a
It's
huntress.
like I am a huntress. I am more than capable.
Oh my God,
of
okay.
my own physical tasks.
It reminds me of that gif where it's like this super buff guy is trying to open a bottle of water and he can't do it. That's just what that reminds me of.
Yeah, and like the seeds of doubt have been planted, and Ruby and Blake just look at Weiss critically like, can she open her own jars? Have we ever actually seen Weiss open a jar? And it's
And then
like,
they give her one to open, but Yang super glued the lid shut.
jars are hard to open. Jars are really hard to open.
Do you know how many times, like, my mom, like, I'm not talking big or anything, but, like, my mom would be, like, trying to unscrew the lid to, like, the tumbler travel cup things or something, and she's like, I can't get it open! And I just walk over, there you go.
That onomatopoeia was perfect. Oh my god.
That is a great onomatopoeia.
I thought you had like an exact, like, I thought you had a jar with you and you just did it. Like right next to the
Let me just go to the kitchen and grab an unopened jar to
It
make
won't
my...
sound as real as the fake jar that you made.
And now,
That
that's
was jar-
dedication to humor, okay?
Oh,
But I think that's it for today. I think we gotta wrap this up.
Yeah, sorry I've been absent.
You're
You're
in the hospital.
Yeah, but still, I was absent, and that's problematic.
Shout out to everybody new on the art team who has joined us to work on this project. We love and adore you guys so much.
Aw.
Bam.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Killed it.
Shout out.
Got
Anyway,
it.
okay, so yeah. Okay, so signing out. This is Zextrin, and it was a super duper pleasure hanging out with y'all. And if anybody listening wants to contribute to the conversation and maybe say what their, thoughts are on the John arc and anything else, please leave a comment or just send us a message or do
You're
something.
gonna start a war.
No.
A nuclear
I didn't
war.
need to start a war. I just
No,
wanted
if they
to
just,
let
I'm just
you
trying to
in.
get Dory. I'm just trying to get
I was going
conversation
for
started.
like gay bar joke, but that works too.
Yeah. I just want, I want people to make comments. I want people to discuss things with us and ask us questions, and so we can
Oh,
have some
hella.
stuff back and forth. Yeah.
Oh, I
would
know.
love
I was
that.
just making a gay bar joke because of John's like assless chaps. So
Anyway, signing
The
out.
chaps.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And this is Dory also signing out. See you guys next episode.
This is Kingu signing out. See you guys later.
This is Sombra signing out. See you later.
Zemi signing out. Bye. Thanks for having me.
and Kemi going back to a hospital layup. Bye.